Yo, 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 yo. Welcome in, welcome in. It's another edition of the NBA ChrisBeCappinn show. Today we have, what we got, 7 games? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we got a seven game slate. 2, 4, 6, yeah, seven. What's that? 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game slate. My fault. We got an 8 game slate for NBA Monday, October 24th, 2022. A lot to get into. So let's go ahead and talk about it, man. Let's get into it. We're not gonna take too much time. Oh man, YouTube comments jumping already. Appreciate y'all for being over here. I didn't tweet out the link, but if you guys want to, just click on the link at the top of my profile. It should take you over to the show. I meant to retweet it with it, but I forgot. Real quick before I jump in, I'm gonna go through the YouTube comments so I don't get too far behind. Daniel said, "Let's get it." Jabari Smith for Houston, points, rebounds, alt line over 23.5. Don't have eyes yet. Built the same game parlay for 15 points and 7 rebounds at plus 210. I like that a lot, Daniel. I like that a lot. I'm pretty sure you did your homework on that one. I like Houston players a lot tonight, especially, not the value players for Houston. You get a Utah team that's coming in on, back-to-back road, double OT, 2 OTs in a row. Third game in 4 nights, 4 game in 6 nights. This Utah team is gonna look a little bit different tonight. I like that. I like that look a lot, Daniel. I like that look a lot. What's up, Alwyn? Appreciate you being here. What up, Fremont? Appreciate you, Brody. Vaughn in the chat. Wanted to get behind Houston and Utah on the over, but it's hard to back a 3 and 3 nights and also a 4 and 6 nights. I agree with that. I just think the pace going to be a little fast. I also think that the no take rule, the no take foul rule is really pushing some of these games over because you end up giving up layups because you don't want to give up a layup and a free throw. So you just give up the layup and keep the foul. So but I would agree with that, Vaughn. You definitely capping the game the right way. What's up, Chris? Love the show. Houston money line. Okay, we got some Houston love. Okay, hey, I appreciate y'all for being here in the chat, man. Mad Stoney, let's go, bro. Devin Vassell over 17. I couldn't talk anybody off Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell is balling. This dude is balling, man. We know Popovich runs a system, but he's getting his looks and taking advantage of it. Knocking the 3-point ball down, shooting with a lot of confidence. We know that they don't have DeJounte Murray, so he's the number 2 guy on that team. I like it, bro. I like it a lot. Hit the like button over here on YouTube for me. Share the show as well if you can. But let's get into it, man. Like I said, we got a 7-card slate. Shout out to everybody who woke up this morning to rock with me, man. I did not have a lot of energy this morning. I was sick after the Pelicans did me dirty yesterday. I was so hyped for that play yesterday. Had them first quarter, first half, -2.5, -4.5, and they dropped the ball. It was all credit to Utah. The Pelicans looked like they weren't the hardest fighting team yesterday. They didn't bring the most energy. I think that they thought that that Utah was going to come in and roll over for them. But it didn't happen. Utah dominated them on the rebounds. Well, not even dominated them. I think they did. They out-rebounded them. And the Pelicans actually came into the game winning the rebound margin by like 30 a game against their opponents. So, shout out to Utah. It's unfortunate that Brandon Ingram went down with a concussion. He just got diagnosed with a concussion. And then I don't know if you guys saw it, but Jordan Clarkson actually blocked Zion Williamson dunk. And he cocked it back too far and ended up landing on his butt, like all, I don't know how many pounds he weighed, but all of it landed on his back, and that had to hurt. So he went out the game, didn't come back, and ended up losing the game. So neither here nor there. I also gave out Valanciunas rebounds yesterday. That was another L. It was a big fat L day for me yesterday. Valanciunas got played off the floor. If you watched the game, which I did, I just kind of wanted to see how that team would respond to adversity of being down because they had jumped out on their opponents so big in the first 2 games. They beat Brooklyn and then they beat Charlotte too. So I wanted to see how they would respond to adversity. Valanciunas couldn't guard. He can't guard the 5 when it's a team that has a bunch of shooters, and that's what Denver does. They shoot a lot of 3-pointers. I'm sorry, that's what Utah does. They shoot a lot of 3-pointers. They try to get wide open looks. They try to run a lot of pick and roll and score a lot of points. They understand they're not the best defensive team, but they got guys on their team that's going to play with a lot of effort. Kessler Walker played with great effort, and he's humongous. guys like Jared Vanderbilt, like these guys are going to play hard pretty much every single night until they get subbed out, and then they'll be off the floor. But shout out to Utah, man. They definitely stole some money from me last night, and I'm gonna get it back. But they got me last night. They definitely got me. So let's talk a little bit about today. We have, like I said, 7 games on the card. First game I wanted to get into was the first game actually on the board. The Pacers and the 76ers. Line opened up 11.5 in favor of the Pacers. Total of 226. It's gone up now into 228 is what I'm seeing. A lot of 228s on the board. 228.5. I see a 229 at Caesars as well. And I could only agree with that. I talked about it in the morning show this morning. Shout out to my guy RC. I see him in the chat. We talked about this first game of the season without Miles Turner. This team, the Pacers games just go over. So before I get to that though, let's talk about the spot. So the Sixers are 0-3. Of 1 day's rest. The Pacers got their first win of the season on Saturday at home against Detroit. And now they go on the road for the first time. But it's also a third game in 4 nights for them as well. They're a pretty young team. This is something I think that's interesting. I just want to kind of throw this in there so you guys can, just take this information and do what you want to do with it. Embiid, I talked about this the other day, but it wasn't until after the 76ers lost their second game that Doc Rivers, coach, I ain't gonna call him Doc no more. I'm about to call him Glenn. Glenn said that Embiid, he had the plantar fasciitis that I talked about the other day, and that affected his conditioning. Embiid actually skipped the post-game interview after they lost game number 2. And he talked about it after they lost game number 3, though, and said that it had been 2 months, and he skipped 2 months of conditioning because of the plantar fasciitis. So we always trying to find any nugget that we possibly can that could give us an advantage, whether we want to play Embiid's under or we just want to stay off of it. But I know that a lot of smart people wouldn't take Embiid over 26.5 had we known that, he was going to be struggling with his conditioning. We also see this team moving at a really slow pace. They're last in pace throughout the first 3 games of the season. And that's something to kind of take into consideration as well. But you get a Pacers team that just comes in. They the only way they know how to play is fast. This team flies over the total. They score points. We know that the 76ers are not playing the best defense. I actually looked at an interesting stat earlier that said that I think last year the 76ers were second. They gave up the 3rd most transition points in the league. And this year, I think they're dead last as far as giving up transition points. And a lot of it is because Harden comes down, he flails, he thinks he gets fouled, they don't call it. He doesn't get fouled, whatever the case might be. But then he's arguing with the referee with his hands up, and then you got 5-on-4 going the other way. And the same thing with Embiid. Embiid, is falling on the ground a lot, laying there, complaining to the refs. So teams are gone, like they're gone. So that's another reason why I kind of like this over. The Sixers are going to get right sooner or later. Will I be laying 11.5 with them? 12, 10, 9, 8? No, not against anybody right now until they kind of prove it to me after, I gave out their team total for the first quarter, first half on Saturday, the 30.5 and the 61.5 on Saturday, and they didn't hit either one. So I'm off of them, as far as betting on them. I did end up taking the total though. Like I said, it opened at 226. This morning when I did the morning show, it was at 226.5. I actually got it at 227. And the stat that I wanted to give you guys behind that was just that since the start of last season, when the Pacers have played in a game without Miles Turner, the games have gone over 30 of 43 times. So that's a 70% hit rate. If you just blindly took the Pacers game to go over, we know what Miles Turner brings on the defensive end. And I think that he's still out for this game. He's expected to be back this week, but he's out for this game. So also the total is 6-1 in the last 7 games between these two teams overall, and 9-3 in the last 12 meetings in Philly. I know that the total got steamed up. It's all the way up to it's only up to 228. I still kind of like the over in this one. I still kind of like the over. Like I said, I'm on it official. I didn't give it out this morning, but I'm on it officially at over 227. Moving along. Oh, same game. The only play I did give out this morning was actually a player prop. Halliburton, his assist. Line probably not playable right now. I'm not sure if you guys can find it. I actually caught it at 8.5 this morning at a -120, -125. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but it was pretty good. I laid 20, 25 cents I like Halliburton over just because, like I talked about, they push the pace. He has the ball a lot of times. He's leading the league in potential assist opportunities, and he's leading the league in assists. I think 9.7 is what I saw that the last time I checked. So I'm on Halliburton assists over 8.5. I'm gonna keep playing that probably every single game. It's a 1 unit play for me. As long as I can catch him at 8.5. Moving along. The Magic are traveling to the New York Knicks. And shout out to my guy, shout out to Captain D. I see you in here, bro. We was chopping it up about this game earlier. You get a Magic team coming in here. So the line is actually in favor, has the Knicks -7.5. That seems a tad bit too high for my blood, too rich for my blood. The total in this one was opened at 219. It's actually at 222 and a half right now. So some money's definitely come in on the over. Man, I think this is a tough game. I did find a trend that I kind of liked, and I'll talk to you guys about that. So last season, one of the SDQLs that I ran was looking at the Knicks last year after they came off a win and they were a home favorite in the next game. And it was enough to talk me off of playing the Knicks, even though I think that's, probably the only way I would look in this game. I'm not looking to back the Magic quite yet, even though I feel like they could, keep this game close. But the Knicks last year, coming off a win as a home favorite in their next game, they were 1-6 straight up and 0-7 ATS. I thought that trend was crazy. So they won the last game, and their home favorites in the next game, they went 1-6 straight up, 0-7 ATS, with two of those losses coming against, drumroll please, the Orlando Magic. So for some reason, the Magic just play well against this team. So I'm not looking to back the Knicks just based on that trend. Fournier, we know it's a revenge game for him. He played for Orlando for a long time. He's not going to Orlando though, and I'm definitely not looking to back Evan Fournier in this spot. Magic team total under was a way I was looking. The under is also 7-1-1 in the last 9 meetings in New York, even though money's coming in on the over. Thibodeau talked about wanting to speed the pace up, and you heard it from a lot of the starters as well. They just want to play with a lot more pace and get out in transition and try to get easy buckets. Jalen Brunson's look good for this team as well. But another trend I was looking at, I think I SDQL'd the Magic last season after the All-Star break as an away dog, and they just struggled to score in the second half. Then I also looked at the Magic this year, and they're still struggling to score in the second half. They're actually, if you wanted to follow the trend, you would probably bet the Magic first quarter plus the points. I don't know what the line is. You probably could get it at 1.5 or 2.5. But the Magic actually come out here and they give you some fight early in the game. I think they did the same thing with the Celtics, and you see it. Them being a young team that don't have a lot of veteran leadership, a veteran presence that's going to be on the floor. I wouldn't say they don't have veteran leadership. They do have guys like Terrence Ross and who else am I missing? The guard. I can't think of his name. Gary Harris. He's a vet now. So I'm not saying that they don't have those guys, but they don't have guys that's going to be on the floor. The guys that they want to play aren't necessarily those guys. So it makes sense that this team fights hard, but just don't have what it takes to actually win those games, and then they kind of bottom out towards the end of the game. So me and D was talking. I told him, the play might be to take the Magic first quarter plus the points. But in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, this team's averaging like 50 points, sometimes less than that. If you go look at, after the All-Star break last year and early to start this year, they're totally bottoming out in the fourth quarter. And, that could be tanking, or it could be a combination of tanking and, just not having the superstar that's been in that situation that can close those games. And that's what we see from young teams. So not really looking to play anything in that game, but just kind of wanted to share that with you guys as well. Moving along, Raptors and the Heat. We get a line that opened at 3.5. Total was at 217. We've seen some money come in on the under. Spread stayed the same, still -3.5. Total went down to 215. So we did see some money come in on the under, which I would look that way too. For the Raptors, they come into this game. It'll be a third game in 4 nights from them for them, even though they had the night off. It's also a 4th and 6th nights for them. For the Heat, this will be their third game in 4 nights as well. With a rest day, they haven't had to do any traveling though. Crazy to think they're going to be playing their 4th game, all of them at home. So typically when teams play back-to-back, whether it's the next day or a couple days or whatever the case might be, but same team, same arena. You want to take the opposite, right? That's just typically the way the trend goes. If the game went over, typically it goes under. If one team didn't cover, typically they cover the next game. But Chris Boucher, as far as injury-wise, Chris Boucher will play in this game. Scotty Barnes I think he's going to be a true game-time decision. I didn't see any update on that since like the last 2 hours when I was looking at it just a tad bit more. Without Scotty Barnes, that's a big loss for them. So that would make me look even more towards the under, and maybe some money's coming in on the under because of that as well. No official play for me at all in that game, though. Just wanted to share my notes and what I came up with for that one. Moving right along, we're still on the 8 o'clock Eastern time games. The Spurs will be traveling to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. We get a spread that opened at 9.5. It's down to 8.5. I think I would agree with the line movement in this one. Total opened at 230. It's up to 233.5. Man, so the Timberwolves, this will be a second night of a back-to-back for them. A third game in 4 nights for them as well, 4th and 6th nights for them as well. And I think that's why some of the money's coming in on San Antonio. It's a brutal travel spot for the Timberwolves. They have had to play these games pretty toughly, play some tough opponents as well. You get a Spurs team. This is their first game since Saturday, but also a third game in 4 nights for them as well. They're only playing off 1 day's rest, and they had to travel from Philly to Minnesota as well. Only injury report news I saw was Kyle Anderson being out. And then the other thing I wanted to share was that the Spurs historically play bad in Minnesota. They're just 1-7 against the spread in the last 8 meetings and 1-4 in the last 5 games that they've actually played in Minnesota. So brutal travel spot for the Timberwolves, even though they're at home. But I don't know what to do with the Spurs team either. They look really good against the 76ers. So eventually I expect them to come out flat. The Timberwolves to kind of get it together, but they're working, still trying to integrate Rudy Gobert into their lineup and work out the kinks of rotation and that type of thing. So nothing official for me in that one. I was looking at the Timberwolves team total over. They averaged 114 points last season on second night of back-to-backs, and were 9-4 to the over in that spot. But I didn't play anything. Just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. Moving along, a game that I probably will end up playing. I like this one. The more I kind of looked into this one and did some handicapping to this one, the more I liked it. So I'm going to Memphis. So Nets and Grizzlies. I think a lot of people probably got interested in this game. Spread, I saw it opened up at 2, but now I'm seeing that it said it opened up at 1. I swear I saw it open up at 2. Money's come in on Brooklyn in this one. I see 87% of the money is on Brooklyn. That doesn't mean anything, but 67% of the money is on 67% of the tickets is on Brooklyn as well. Total opened in this one at 227.5. It's up to 234. I talked about that on the morning show. 2 teams that aren't playing any defense right now. We know that Memphis doesn't have Jared Jackson Jr. Dylan Brooks missed that game on Saturday as well. So what I got for you guys. So Brooklyn is coming off 2 days rest, which is one of the reasons why, hint, why I like them, and a win over Toronto on Friday night. The Grizzlies, I just don't like the spot for them. So they're coming in after getting smacked up by Dallas. So theoretically, you would think that they're in a motivation spot, to play a lot better than they did. And I think, we were on Dallas minus the 5.5 on Saturday, just because that was a scheduled win too, right? So this will be the 3rd game in 4 nights for the Grizzlies with travel, because of course they had to come back from Dallas. And they only had yesterday off. This is also a 4th game in 6 nights for Memphis as well. Zaire Williams is still going to be out. Dylan Brooks is listed as questionable in this game. And of course, no Jared Jackson Jr. in this one. The other thing I think is important to mention in this one is that Memphis has owned Brooklyn recently. They've won 6 of the last 7 games, going all the way back to 2018. They've covered 8 of the last 9 spreads as well. The over in these games are 4-0 in the last 4 meetings in Memphis, and 9-4 in the last 13 games between the two, no matter the site. Which all, like I said, money's already come in on the over. I don't know if I still take it right now just because it's been steamed up, and you definitely want to get, the better of the number and not the worst of the number. So I really like the over. One of the things I was looking at is Memphis kind of struggling right now defensively. They're allowing 123 points right now, which is crazy because we know Memphis to be such a strong defensive team from last year, but we did predict that they would take a step back. The 124 points, 123.7 points per game that they're giving up ranks second to last. The only team I think that's giving up more points is the Houston Rockets. That's not good. The Brooklyn Nets also aren't necessarily playing the best defense, and we saw the Pelicans go into Brooklyn on opening night and get whatever they wanted. But they did slow down the Raptors in the second game. And an interesting stat I saw earlier too: the Brooklyn Nets are the only team that Ja Morant has not lost to in his career. He's 4-0. Ja is 4-0 against the Brooklyn Nets. I'm a tad bit worried that Memphis is shooting 42 threes per game so far this year, which is 8 more than they were shooting last year. The reason why I'm worried is because I like Brooklyn in this spot, and Brooklyn is allowing the 4th highest percentage against the 3 this year, 43% through the first 2 games. Of course, those games came against the Pelicans, who aren't the greatest 3-point shooting team, and against Toronto, who also isn't the greatest 3-point shooting team. So this one is kind of scary to me, but I think I haven't put it in yet. I'm probably going to play Brooklyn on the money line. I like the revenge game here. Memphis doesn't have enough scoring to me. If you take out guys like Ja Morant and Desmond Bane, who's Desmond Bane is actually not looking great at all. Let me stay the course and stick to my notes. So Memphis doesn't have enough scoring for me. Brooklyn should be able to score more. Now that they, don't have to play against a defense like the Pelicans and the Raptors. Like I said, I think I'm taking them on the money line. Also in my notes, I got looking at this Memphis team. They're not a team. They're not the team they were last year. When you take away Ja's 34 points a game and Desmond Bane's 15 points a game on 26% shooting, their third leading scorer is Tyus Jones. Then they got John Conchar and Santi Aldamada, I think is how you pronounce his name. Those 3 guys aren't typically the number 3 guys. And I think looking at the roster, I think Brooklyn got a few more guys that I would kind of pencil in over those guys. And I think this one's going to be a shootout. And I feel like Brooklyn got a little more firepower in my estimation. The Nets role players aren't much better, but looking back at last year, the Nets were, I looked at this too. So last thing I'll mention, the Nets last year were 7-4, 64% straight up, minus the playoffs. So take out the playoffs in games where KD and Kyrie both played on the road. So we know a lot of the times last year, KD missed some time. Kyrie didn't play home games. He missed some time before then. So looking at that, I'll say that again. The Nets were 7-4, which was 64% hit rate straight up. So you just take them on the money line. If you take out the playoffs in away games that both KD and Kyrie both played in, the average margin of victory was 8 points. So I think if you take the money line, it's a pretty good spot. And I just kind of feel like KD and Kyrie you can't be owned by Ja Morant by himself in this game. You know what I mean? I just don't see it. I think that also Brooklyn, they got something to prove after getting smacked up by the Pelicans on opening night. Now, granted, they came back with a win, but I still feel like they got some more work to do. One of the losses last year came to Memphis too, when they were on the road and it was KD and Kyrie playing in the same game. So I kind of feel like they got this one circled. Nothing that I've heard or read in the media, but I feel like I like Brooklyn. I like Brooklyn tonight, and I'm probably gonna end up playing them on the money line. I haven't played it yet. All full disclosure, I haven't played it yet, but that's the way I'm looking in this one. Moving right along, Celtics and the Bulls. So you get a line that opened at 5 in favor of the Bulls. The total was 221. And a half. Total has gone up to 225, and that 5 is now going up to. It actually come down to 4.5. Now I see it up to 5.5, up to 6 in some spots. And maybe I'm missing something. I didn't see anything that would say that the line would actually move that way. I'm not 100% sure. I know it's Jaylen Brown's birthday, but I didn't think they would move the line. It's also Victor Vucevic's birthday too. So you got 2 birthday boys going at it in today's game. What I got for you guys? So I got the Celtics. This is their 3rd consecutive road game, 3rd game in 4 nights as well. They got a 7-point win over Boston. 7-point win for Boston in Orlando. In their last game, the Bulls are coming off a 32-point beatdown the other day in their home opener against the Cavs. So you think that they should probably settle in, in a spot like this. The Cavs absolutely dominated them. That was Zach LaVine, first game back. But I was looking at Chicago's travel because they've played Boston pretty well. So Chicago's actually covered 4 of the last 5 games versus Boston, and they should be in a high motivation spot after getting blown out in their home opener. But Boston is undefeated, and they don't look like they're showing any signs of slowing down at all. Even, with Orlando giving them a fight on Saturday. The Bulls are also on the 3rd game in 4 nights and their 4th game in 6 nights. For everyone that's not named Zach LaVine, of course, because this will be his 2nd game back. So, for me, this one is really, really difficult, right? I think Boston also gets Al Horford back. He missed Saturday's game due to some back stiffness, or at least what was listed as back stiffness. I think he probably just didn't play because it was Orlando and it was a back-to-back after they beat Miami on Friday. So, this one is really, really tough to me. A couple more things I got. So Boston said before the season that they were going to play faster, and I've talked about this before, get out in transition and push the pace. They're averaging 121 points a game, so they've done that successfully. Tatum was also named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. I saw that as well. Boston ranks 2nd in field goal percentage. They're shooting 52% from the field. 10th in three-pointers, shooting 39% from the field. The Bulls, on the other hand, ranked dead last in opponent field goal percentage. They're also last in 3-point percentage, allowing teams to shoot 47% from the field. So I think, Boston team total, they don't look like they're about to slow down anytime soon. I just didn't play anything in this one. So I'll leave it at that for time purposes. I'm trying to hurry up and get through what I got for you guys so people can get up here and share their plays as well. I didn't play anything in that game, even though I really want to go back to Jaylen Brown points just because he didn't play as well in the last game. So I think he bounces back in this spot. But I haven't played anything in that game, if I'm being honest with you guys. So moving right along, the Jazz and the Rockets. This one is interesting. You get a Jazz team. Well, first of all, the line is it opened in favor of the Rockets -1. The total in this one opened at 232, right? So, oh man. So the line is actually switched to the Jazz -2 the last time I checked. And I still see it at Utah -2. The total's gone from 232 up to 234. So the books are telling you that they're expecting a lot of points in this game. So money's definitely coming in on the over. For the Jazz, though, this is a 3rd game in 4 nights with back-to-back overtime games and their 4th game in 6 nights. They're 3-0 ATS and 3-0 straight up. And some regression is due to come sooner or later, right? You get a Rockets team that's coming off a 20-point loss in Milwaukee with 1 day's rest. This is their 3rd game in 4 nights as well. Their 4th game in 6 nights as well. And they're, of course, looking for their first win. They haven't been able to find that yet. The thing that kind of slowed me down just a tad bit because I did want to kind of, weird enough, get behind the Rockets. I don't even know if I wanted to play the money line or the team total. I was looking more at the team total. I think it was like 115.5. Sengun is actually listed as questionable with an illness. And of course, Jayshawn Tate is still out with an ankle injury. So I didn't get there on this game and play anything at all. Probably just a watch and see game for me. But I do anticipate that the Rockets should, probably win this game just because it's a bad schedule spot for the Jazz. We know that they got up for the first 3 games because they were heavily, big underdogs. And, they've actually shifted to a favorite. And that's when you typically, those underdog teams don't play as well. Couple other things, just a couple stats I wanted to throw about that game. The Jazz do rank 1st in points per game. And 8th in 3-point percentage. Houston ranks 28th in 3-point defense, allowing teams to shoot 43% for the first few games. Houston also allows the 124 points, which is dead last in the league. So you get the number 1 offense in the league versus the last rated defense, right? But like I said, it's the spot for me. So it's not anything official. I might end up finding a player prop that I like in that one if I can still find some value on something. But I didn't really cap a lot of player props today. We got one last game, and then I'm opening it up to you guys. I need some water. All right, so we get the Denver Nuggets going into Portland tonight to face the Blazers. The line actually opened up at 3.5 in favor of Denver in this one. Total opened up at 229.5. The line is now up to 4.5 in favor of the Nuggets. And the total is actually down to 225.5. So some money's come in on the under in this game as well, which I think I would agree with. So for Denver, it's a 3rd game in 4 nights and a 4th game in 6 nights. They were off yesterday after beating OKC by 5 on Saturday. for Portland, this is, of course, the second night of a back-to-back. They had a matinee spot yesterday, so they beat the Lakers in LA, but that was a 3:00 Eastern start time, which to them is what I guess that's in the Western time zone. So that's like a noon start time. So you could say back-to-back, but they'll get a couple extra hours, I guess you could say. It was a hard-fought win too, right? So they had to play down to the wire. Jeremy Grant hit the game winner over LeBron. Damian Lillard, a lot of their starters, I think they're a top-heavy team. A lot of those starters didn't play they did play heavy minutes, over 35, over 36 minutes in that game. So I was actually looking to back Denver in this spot. Problem is I don't trust Denver defensively, especially on the road. So I didn't lay the 4.5, but I'm pretty close to doing it. I just think the Nuggets start to stack wins, and I feel like it's a worse travel spot for the Blazers in this spot than it is for the Nuggets because they were off yesterday. The Blazers had to exert so much energy and in winning that game against the Lakers yesterday, and they're also 3-0, and I think they're due to have some regression to the mean as well. They're top heavy with guys like Damian Lillard and Nurkic and Anthony Simons, and their bench just doesn't look that good. I mean, I'm not saying they don't look good. I just don't think that the bench can carry them. Guys like Nasir Little and Shaedon Sharpe, who I'm a big fan of. Justin Winslow's on that bench. I just don't think that defensively they might be able to keep them in, but I think the Nuggets should be able to win this game. I don't want to take them to win by margin on the road though, so I didn't play it. Didn't really get a chance to cap a lot of player props in today's slate at all. Was more so just looking at the totals, already trying to cap the games for tomorrow as well, trying to get ahead. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Official plays for me, I'm on the over 227 in the Pacers and the 76ers game. I'm also on Tyrese Halliburton over 8.5 assists. I got that at minus 120. And then moving along, I am also going to be taking the Brooklyn Nets on the money line. Like I said, I didn't put that one in yet, but I really like that one a lot. So those will be my 3 official plays. Light day for me. I kind of gave an update yesterday. I gave an update this morning. I am tracking units and, just trying to be transparent. All together, I am on both shows, morning show and evening show together. I am at plus 454 units. So 4.5 units of value so far, plus 4.5. But on the morning show, which is interestingly enough, I think it's because the ladders, we've hit a couple ladder spots already. I'm minus 2.62 units. So for some reason, the morning plays don't hit as well as the evening plays do. We are coming off a terrible day yesterday where we had Kelly Oubre laddered at 19.5, 25, and 30, and he got the 24. So that was terrible. The Pelicans first quarter didn't cash, and Jonas Valanciunas didn't cash. So we're coming off a 1-2 day yesterday. And Saturday was okay, even though the 76ers really just grind my gears a lot. So this is the time where you guys can definitely request up. I didn't even put up any of the banners, but if you guys got plays that you like, if I'm missing something, you guys want to talk me into a play, got questions for me, I see a lot of smart guys, a lot of guys smarter than I am in the chat. So if you guys got plays, definitely request up, and I will take your requests. And we'll do this till about 6:15. So we got a few minutes. That's what, about 25 minutes. I'll kick it to you guys. Let me kick it to Kim first because I know he was up here first. And then we'll just kind of go in order. Kim, what's going on, bro? Can you hear me?
Yo, Chris, what's up, man?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Damn, you saw that player poster, right? Man, I was on Ben Simmons 8 assists and Brooklyn Nets to win. Man, you telling me Jazz lost against the Nets? I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
But Kim, I don't think enough. Well, of course, he's never lost to Brooklyn. He's never faced Brooklyn. Of course, with that big three with Ben Simmons, right. So all the trends are due to regress sooner or later. Kim, remember? I don't know if you remember, Kim. I actually posted on Friday morning. I was looking to back Ja against Houston, and I went to go check his player props and look at his game log against Houston. Ja had never scored more than 26 points against Houston in 8 straight games. And then he had 49. So, that's why I'm on Brooklyn tonight, man. Sometimes you got to go against the trends, It's just good to know the numbers and be educated so you can make, the best possible decision, but, with your money. But, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm on Brooklyn tonight.
I know. I mean, I was thinking about it, but that's the only play, Chris. That's the play. You can't take Ja. Man, come on. Who's going to – he has to get like 40 points for them to have a chance to win. there's no other way. I mean, he can't beat Ben Simmons like that, not Chris. We gotta be on Brooklyn, man. Fuck that. I took Ben Simmons 8 assists and Brooklyn to win, plus 290.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know that. I mean, that's a nice prop there. I wanted to. I mean, I was looking at that shit, man. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate that, Kim. Best of luck, bro.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Let me get Bookie Bully up here because I know he had DM me earlier too. So let me see what he got. And then we just gonna kind of keep going through. If you got a play, got 2 plays you want to share, rapid fire. Let's get them in. Share them with the community. It's all about cashing, man. We just want to cash. We want to share as much information as possible so we can all be, better informed bettors with our money. Bookie Bully, can you hear me, bro? If so, the floor is yours. Maybe not. Canadian Cam, I'm trying to come to you, bro.
Oh yeah, what's good?
What's up, Cam? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Starting the season off well.
Good.
Real well. So I got a couple for today. I do the 6 on the big slates, especially early in the season, because the lines are just they're really wrong when it comes to threes. I like to give out a lot of 3-point props. I gave out Dame Lillard 4 and 5 yesterday. I should just went 6. I should went the full ladder, right?
Yes.
But,
yes.
You know what I mean? Knew he was going to pop off. But let's talk about it. So for Devin Vassell, right now he's taking over 8 threes a game. He's hitting over 3, I think, basically in half the games he plays. Not having any games, but for me, it's always about volume and actually watching usage. Him and Keldon Johnson's usage is through the roof, and they're basically matchup proof. Pop's not really going to sit these dudes. It doesn't matter what the score is. Maybe Primo gets in there if it's a blow, but it's rare. So right now I got Vassell over 2.5 at minus 118, and then I did ladder this one. Then I went over minus 3.5 at plus 220. Just playing the math and the numbers. If he's taking 8 a game, he hits 2 early ones. You're feeling real good about this, regardless. So I kind of just split a unit, three quarters on the minus 118, and then the last little quarter on the plus 220.
Devin Vassell threes ladder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Devin Vassell threes ladder.
Okay.
My next one's Fred VanVleet. So Fred VanVleet's been a bit of an enigma this year. He's not scoring like he normally does. I have a feeling that'll change this game. But instead of just going with his points, which was over 16.5 plus 105, which is a pretty good number, I went with the points and assists at 22.5. He can hit that in points. When I see a line like that early at minus 105, so 22.5 points and assists at minus 105, Fred VanVleet in form hits that in just points.
Right.
So for me, it's just when I saw that number, I'm like, I got to take that as a Raptors fan. He's distributing a bit more. I do not think Scotty's going to play tonight, which means more of that volume goes to Fred when it comes to the playmaking, because if we can give him Scotty some playmaking too, let him run the offense a little bit, it'll just fall on to Fred. So 22.5, I took that without hesitation. I'll say this, if Scotty is ruled out, and I'm just going to say this to the group, go check out OG's points or threes. Last year in the playoffs, it was one that I gave out basically every single time Scotty was out, and it hit every single time. OG hitting 20 points and whatever his threes was at, which I think is at 2.5. So I'm not giving that out now because I don't know if Scotty's playing or not. But if he's not, I'd say take a look at that. My next one is Halliburton. So you spoke a bunch about why this would be a good play. I actually took his points and assists at over 28.5 at minus 115. He's hit that every single game this season. Philly's not playing defense. It's just the ball's always in his hands. They're running everything through him. It just, for me, it was I took a look at the number. I did the research, and I'm like, I just don't see why I'm not going to take this. Just the way Indiana's running their offense, and they've really just handed the keys over to the kid. He's playing ridiculous.
That's a fact.
He's kind of doing what everybody expected.
Yep.
So for me, when I see a line that he can get most of those in either assists or points, it's hard not to take it. He can get half of that in assists, and then you just need 13, 15 points, whatever, it's done. Then I took Jaylen Brown over 2.5 threes. He always has these games where he just bounces back, and it's at plus money right now, so plus 105. So as long as Jaylen Brown, who's launching up, 8 threes a game, launched up 12 last game, I think it was 12. Maybe that was the first. Either way, he's putting them up. He's putting them up, and at plus 105. It's typically Jason Tatum who actually has a tougher game against Chicago. So I was looking at both of their numbers against the team. Jaylen Brown typically has better games against Chicago, and Tatum has worse games. I don't know what the reason is. There's probably nothing between that. But the fact that Jaylen Brown had a poor game last game, you just know he's going to come out looking to assert himself this game. It's just it's been the narrative for these two since the play. Like, they just keep going back and forth. And like you said, Boston's just they're for real. Like, these dudes are scoring it for fun. So again, at threes at 2.5, when I see the plus money, I got to take it because it's not going to be there for the rest of the season. Like, we're going to see their lines really change soon with Tatum. And Tatum, it happened quick. With Brown, it's going to be -2, over 2.5 is going to be -120 for like the rest of the year. So we got to get on it early. So those are my 5. I'm also on Brooklyn money line. That's not it, but I'm on Brooklyn money line.
Let's go, Kim. Let's go.
Some motivation. I took a look at it last night.
Let's go.
They're not going to lose tonight, man. Memphis doesn't have the talent to hold off. What they're going to do right now, these dudes got to win tonight, in my opinion. It's like as you said, KD and Kyrie can't be owned by Ja. I looked at a lot of different angles for this one, and I cannot see the Brooklyn Nets going up against Santi Aldama, John Conchar. Just not even tonight, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, not tonight.
Underestimate them. I can't see John Morant being able to take down the Nets tonight. They're going to look at that squad and be like, tonight we can put down a marker, and I think they will.
Yeah, it's hard to come back after that one, Cam. You lose to this version of Memphis Grizzlies after they've been owning you for so long. Like, it's hard to come back from that one because there's no Jared Jackson Jr. Even if Dylan Brooks play, he's not going to be in the greatest form. So I'm with you on that, Cam. Let's go. I'm putting the ticket in right now. Brooklyn, baby, money line. Let's go.
So that's it for me.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel good about a lot of those plays. And this is a lean. I haven't made it official. I will on Twitter. If I do, it's in the Orlando game against the Knicks. Again, I'm looking at threes and points a lot. So Franz Wagner, his threes are set at like -1.5, but -136. But if you parlay that on FanDuel with his points over 15, you can get it to +117, or you could just take his points. The Knicks are allowing around 12 threes a game or something crazy. They're legit just letting people shoot threes. So the Franz had not a great game last game. A lot of attention is going to go to Paulo, I think, as he continues to show the world that he can score at will. Franz is going to be open. And I think he's going to hit one of those. It's a lean. Just check my Twitter later if I decide to put it in, but I think it's an interesting just stats when I look at it, just how many threes the Knicks are allowing. Maybe that's something to do with the way they decide to play this year and how they want to move up and down the floor. But I do think it's interesting to look at the teams they're playing against and trying to find a gem when it comes to the three-pointers. So if I play that later, I'll post it up.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it.
Hey, appreciate you, Cam. I like the looks, bro. I think you definitely ending in the positive, even if you don't sweep the board tonight. I like that a lot, bro. Best of luck, Cam. Good luck, bro. I want to get my guy Monotone up here real quick, and we got to go a little bit faster. I know Cam had a lot of looks that I actually like. So I if you guys were already thinking of playing those, I would probably go ahead and put those in. But yeah, let's try to go just a tad bit faster. Monotone, I want to kick it to you. We got a lot. I got a lot of requests. So I'm gonna try to get you guys up as long as we can get out of here in the next 15, 20 minutes. What's up, Monotone? How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I've got a decent amount of plays today, so I'm excited to share. I've also been getting a lot of DMs about people cashing the first quarters and stuff, so that's always good to see. I'll start out with some first quarters. Look, I'm normally doing them like last second. They normally put them out at like 6, but we've actually had an hour or two to kind of grind these out so far, which is good. So far, I'm on Fred VanVleet to have 1 first quarter assist and then 1 total steal in the game. And I paired that one up with Pascal Siakam to have 4 total assists, and that's -120. I rarely do these 3-leg ones, but I really do think this has a lot of value. Fred VanVleet has 1 first quarter assist in every game, including 5 first quarter assists versus Miami. Now Barnes is a game time decision. That takes away a secondary ball handler, which just should open up more opportunities. And then for steals, he has 3, 3, and 4 steals so far this year. He also has a steal in 11 of his last 12 games for Miami. As for Siakam, he just put up 10 and 9 assists in back-to-back games right here. And he's averaging 6.8 assists in his career versus Miami. Additionally, when we look at how he did last season with Fred VanVleet, but without Scotty Barnes, he put up 10, 7, and 7 assists. So I feel very good about him getting to 4, especially after going into double digits last game. Then I went over to the Orlando and Knicks game, and I went Julius Randle, 4 first-quarter points, and I combined that one, with Wendell Carter Jr., 2 first-quarter rebounds. Wendell Carter Jr. has 2 first-quarter rebounds in every game so far, 6, 2, and 3. And then the Knicks have allowed 4 to Stewart and then 2 to Adams in those 2 games. And then Randall actually surprised me, but I really like his first-quarter points. He has 6, 8, and 8 first-quarter points so far, and is averaging 5.5 field goal attempts in the first quarter, which actually leads the team, which is kind of surprising. And then the Magic allowed 15 first-quarter points to Tatum, and then 8 and 4 to the Hunter and Collins combo. So I really actually like Randall a lot. He's getting Paulo. He can score, but he's not an NBA defender yet. So I think Julius is going to bully him around a little bit earlier. The final first-quarter one I have is Joel Embiid, 7 first-quarter points and 3 first-quarter rebounds. This one, the stats, it's not a stats play. There's no Pacers starter over 6'9". I'm worried about a blowout in the full game, but that way we're taking it to the first quarter. Embiid should absolutely demolish these guys. I mean, this is like the best matchup he's had of the season so far. So I absolutely love Embiid, especially in the first quarter. So 7 points, 3 rebounds, just kind of trusting him to get the game going well. And then finally, I'm on Jaw over 29.5 points. I'm sure that'll get talked about a little bit later. I do like, as a full game parlay, Wendell Carter, 8 rebounds, and Jalen Brunson, 5 rebounds. I talked about Carter a little bit so far, but the Knicks have not been good to opposing centers. 10 rebounds in 3 separate centers in 2 games. So that means Stewart had 10, and then Durant had 10 coming in off the bench. And then Jalen Brunson's averaging 13 potential assists. He has 6+ assists in 2 of 2 games so far. And the Magic have allowed 4 different point guards to go over 8 assists. So Carter and Brunson are both in great matchups. I like lowering it a little bit and taking 8 rebounds and 5 assists. I know that was a lot of stuff, but I like this slate a lot today.
Yeah, and I think, Monotone, you got a lot of great points, like as you always do. If you ever have anything, you always got a lot to support it. If you guys missed that, just jump over on the YouTube, because everything is being recorded. So you guys can just, go back and rewind it, to this portion of the show when Monotone comes up and shares his plays. Monotone, I love the looks, bro. And I know you're going to cash them. I'm not trying. Matter of fact, let me knock on wood. Not trying to jinx you, but I love the looks. I love the analysis, bro. Best of luck.
Thank you, man. And yeah, people can always DM me too. I'll always obviously type out, replay, whatever they want, because I'm just trying to spread this information to more people, That's the goal everyone's trying to hear. My
God, we're trying to cash, Monotone. Appreciate you for bringing that to the show, bro. Real quick, let me get to Jeff. Jeff Michaels is on the show from Sports Memo. What's going on, Jeff? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you being here.
Good. How are you, Chris?
I'm good, man.
I'll make it quick. So I got one play. I got one note for you. So for whatever reason, I was looking at that line movement on Chicago-Boston. All the money was on Boston up until 9:30 this morning. Something happened at 12:30 this afternoon that the money went back to Boston and then just skyrocketed towards Chicago after that. So I couldn't find it. The only thing I could find was that Levine had made a comment about his concern about playing consecutive games with the injury. He said he felt good, but didn't know how that was going to play out in multiple games. But somebody mentioned real quick earlier, I believe, about Jason Tatum in that Bulls game. I like his points over the total. I like him a lot. It's only 25 and a half. Seems like a lot to some guys, but I mean, Tatum's leading the league in points per game. He's got almost 35 points per game, and he hasn't put up less than 29 in a game this season. And this Bulls team, 23rd in the league in points per game allowed to small forwards, and they allowed the 3rd best shooting percentage to that small forward position. They gave up 24 points to Jimmy Butler, 26 points to Kyle Kuzma, and they even gave up 15 points in that game against Cleveland to Cedi Osman, who came off the bench. So, a guy who's putting up 35 points a game, sure, you can say he's never put up 30 against the Celtics, which is true. And that could still be true tonight. You can still cash. So you only need 26 points with the leading scorer in the league against one of the worst teams at guarding the small forward position. And even if you say that Zach LaVine's going to come out there and change things up against guarding the small forwards, he may be healthy. He may be good enough to be out there, but I don't think he's 100%. So I still like Jason Tatum going over that 25.5 at minus 125 on DraftKings.
Like it, Jeff. A lot of points to back it too. I appreciate that, Jeff. Appreciate you sharing that. Real quick, I wanted to say two things before I keep it moving. Scotty Barnes just got ruled out 4 minutes ago. Underdog just tweeted that. And then also, which Monotone talked about in one of his plays for Fred VanVleet. And then we also I wanted to go through some of the YouTube. A kid named Coop. I don't know if you in on the spaces or you just on the YouTube, but you made a really great point. I know people are already talking about Jabari Smith. But he said, a kid named Coop said, I like Jabari Smith rebounds and double-double, especially if Sengun gets ruled out. And we know with illnesses, typically players don't play through those. So I like that look a lot. Euphoria said he got Indiana plus 12, Utah money line, Toronto plus 3.5, and Memphis money line. Okay, we going against each other on that Memphis one, Euphoria. But best of luck on your other plays. Can't go with you on that one. Let's go Mathurin. I didn't mention Mathurin. Talked about this one with my guy D earlier. Mathurin's looked amazing. Couldn't talk anybody off his props. We cast on his ladder on Friday. Then he did it again on Saturday. The dude's amazing. He's really amazing. It'll be his first first road game, and it'll be his first time playing 3 games in 4 nights. NBA games, three games in 4 nights. So, I don't know who they're gonna put on him, but if he gets somebody like, Maxey or James Harden, it could be. Food. It could be food on the defensive end, and he could absolutely go get a bucket. Extremely confident guy. Looking at Halliburton, either points or points and assists. Let's see. What else we got? Mathurin and Ja going for 30. Ooh, that's probably a hell of a parlay. I'm going on that Halliburton double-double. Let's go. Okay, Halliburton over 8.5 assists is minus 142 now. If you like it and want to lay the 42 cent, you could definitely take that. Like I said, I got it at minus 120 earlier this morning. That's why I try to do the morning shows. You guys try to tap in with me on the morning shows for the better lines. I'm doing a show every single morning at 7 a.m. It's over on YouTube and on Twitter. And it's also on podcast. Do me a favor too. If you guys could type in, when you guys get a chance, go to YouTube. Go to Apple Music, Apple Podcasts or Spotify and search for, let's Cashed It with Chris, because the podcast is available. You leave me a review over there. If you guys don't want to watch on YouTube, you can listen to the podcast as well. Anybody know why the Pacers and Sixers total is coming down? No idea. No idea why it's coming down. I didn't even see it coming down. Orlando third worst in scoring second half. Okay. Let me kick it to the rest of you guys though. VG, I bought you up. Let me see if I can get Vaughn back up. Denzel, I'm gonna try to get you up. Let's see if we can get rapid fire real quick and get some plays in. VG, I want to kick it to you, bro. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Much love to the community. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Got my eyes all over that Brooklyn game, of course, obviously. First off, got a nice little 6-leg parlay for y'all. You don't have to take it as a parlay. You can play it all as player props if you like. First leg is Morant plus 25 points. The Nets give up the fifth most points to point guards. So Ja Morant's in a good spot for that. Nets also give up the fifth most 3-pointers to a point guard. So Ja Morant, again, real good spot for that. The second and third leg is basically Kyrie going for 25 and Kevin Durant going for 25 as well. Kyrie is actually has played, even though we don't have a good history against them the last couple of games, but Kyrie has been real good against the Memphis team. He just sees Morant's face and he takes it personally. In his last 4 to 5 games, the man has averaged, at one game he's had 40, second game he had like 30 something. The very last game that they played, he had 26. So at least he's going over 26 points the last 4 to 5 games that they play Memphis. I would also go, I would also go with Ben Simmons going over his 6.5 assists. Someone mentioned 8 assists. I think that's well too, but I'll just go on the over on his line for today just to be sure. And also, I would go with Ben Simmons under 8.5 points. Don't be afraid of going on unders, people. We did real good last playoffs.
Talk to him.
Yeah, well, yeah, my bad, Chris. But yeah, we did real good in the playoffs last year going on unders. And if anybody listened to my little parlay that I gave out for that Portland and Lakers game, Pat Beverly had 1 point above his line. I mean, my shit hit across the board. 25 for Lillard and LeBron, 20 points for AD. And he just, Pat Bev kind of bit me on the ass on that one. But yeah, so Morant, 25 points. Durant, 25 points. Kyrie, 25 points. Ben Simmons, under 8.5 points. Ben Simmons, over 6.5 points. And if you want, throw in the money line for Brooklyn. I personally took an alternate spread at plus 9.5 for Brooklyn, and those 6 legs gave me plus 1,000 on FanDuel.
Okay.
Have fun, y'all.
Okay. Hey, best of luck. Best of luck, BG.
Thank you, brother.
I hope you cash it, my bro. Vaughn, I want to kick it to you, and then I want to get it to Denzel. What up, Vaughn?
Yo, what's good, bro? You hear me good?
Yeah, you good.
All right, man. So we looking to get back at it, man. Yeah, all last week, I think the Discord, we went up in total 31 units last week alone. So we're looking to continue that today. First play, we going 2 units with the Minnesota Timberwolves first quarter at 31.5. We got Minnesota scoring 36 in the first quarter so far this season. San Antonio giving up 30. Both teams are top 11 in pace. Also, Minnesota 4th in first quarter offensive rating. We always looking to attack the Spurs defensively. I ended up taking the over on this game as well. The over was only a half unit play with Minnesota being on the second night of a back-to-back. However, I looked at all of their numbers when it comes to back-to-backs. Not much of a difference. And then Minnesota don't got a lot of old players. So we took that half unit for the over at 233. And we also took that first quarter at 31.5. Another play I really like tonight, I like Jalen Smith at 6.5 rebounds against Philadelphia. He's hit this line in every game so far this season, except the one he got hurt and left early. Philly's still a bottom. I think Philly is dead last in rebounding. If not, they second to last. And I also took the ladder on that up to 10. Jalen Smith at 10 rebounds is plus 360. No Miles Turner tonight, so we really like that play. Another whole unit play for me is Jaylen Brown at 23.5. Chris, you talked about some of it before, but with Jaylen Brown, man, in a bounce back spot, he shot 4 for 16 the other night against Orlando, missed a couple bunnies, missed some layups, didn't shoot the ball well at all. So I really like him to bounce back tonight. Also, right now, Chicago is allowing teams to shoot 51% from the field. So I really like that one. Heavy on Jaylen Brown tonight. Last play I like Nick Claxton rebounds. I played his line at 7.5. Also played him up to 10. His 10 is at plus 182. We look at Memphis as a great rebounding team historically, especially since Steven Adams. But Memphis right now, like I said, they 4th in team rebounds at 60, which is good. However, their rebounding percentage is actually 19th. Brooklyn, a top 10 offensive rebounding team in the league. And surprisingly, Memphis right now is the 3rd worst defensive rebounding team, just defensive rebounding. So we like all of those plays. I also took a half unit on Devin Vassell, points at 16.5. And I also, so those are my main plays. I also did a round robin, which is something I very rarely do. But I got a couple spots I like tonight. I took Anthony Edwards at 30. I took Jaylen Brown to score 30. I took Jalen Green to score 30. And I took Kelly Olynyk for 4 threes. I just sprinkled on it a little in the couch money. But that's what we on tonight. If you're following me, then I'll post all of these so you can see them and you can follow along. And like I said, and get on the Discord, man. We up 30 plus units so far.
That's what's up, Vaughn. Appreciate that, bro. Vaughn got a free Discord. I actually got to join myself. I keep forgetting to do it. There's a lot going on in my brain. But I'm definitely – hey, Vaughn, send me the link, bro. Send me the link. I need to jump in there for sure, see what y'all on. I ain't up 30 units. I need to be there. I'm doing something wrong over here. So, yeah, send me the link, Vaun.
Hey, so look, big love to Chris. You gave out the Matherin play. We took it in the Discord, bro. That was one of the heavy plays that helped us get there. That one in the Jalen Green. So big love to you, bro. And also, like y'all said, y'all tap into the morning show. Chris talked about Matherin that morning, and he was like, "I'm gonna get on his lines when they come out." So that morning show early in the morning when I'm taking my daughter to school, bro. It's love.
I appreciate that, Von. I appreciate you showing me some love, bro. Yeah, but somebody asked in the comments too over on YouTube. So just go to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can turn the notification bells on. That way, every time I go live, you'll get a notification. But it's literally 7 a.m. Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends, I'm doing 9 a.m. I'm gonna have to figure that out for this Thursday though. Thursday, I will be traveling. Wednesday morning, I'm actually be traveling. I'm actually going to Minnesota for the Laker game. Oh, Sengun just got rolled out too. Sengun just got rolled out. The game probably about to lock up. But if you was on Jabari Smith, great time to go ahead and put those tickets in before it locked up. He just Underdog just tweeted it out, and I kind of mentioned it already, him being out. So I still got a few requests. Let's just stay on to about 6:30, or at least until we get all these done, and then we'll jump off. Let me kick it to K Hill. K Hill, I haven't heard from you yet, bro. Let me kick it to you, and Denzel, I'm gonna come to you next.
What's good, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. You live. What's up?
All right, man. So I just got I'm gonna give you a couple of quick plays. I know you're trying to get to other people. The first play I'm gonna give you is Paolo Banchero. His points. I got it at 18 and a half. I think it went up to 19 and a half now though. But the Knicks gave up. They weak against the power forward position, man. They gave up 18 to Bogdanovich, and they also gave up 18 to, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, but when they played the Memphis Grizzlies, what's his name? Aldama,
yeah, Santi Aldama.
Him as well, and both of those players, you got Banchero usage percentages at 30%. So both of those players, his usage percentage is more than both of those players. So I can see him easily getting to 19 or 20 points today against the Knicks. And I think his PRA is a strong play too. But another play that I want to give you is Desmond Bane assists. I want to go back to that. He's averaging 11 potential assists this year, and his 3.5 assists. He's cleared that every single game this year, even against the Mavericks, where he didn't even play 30 minutes because of the blowout. So that's another play that I want to give you. And I think I'm gonna say, depending on if Dylan Brooks play tonight, I think that'll actually be a good ladder spot for tonight. His assist. I think that's something that he's worked on a lot this summer and added that to his game. So I think his assist is a strong play, but I'm definitely hammering his 3.5 assists.
Okay. I like the looks, bro. I like the looks a lot. Sound like you did your homework too, and that's really all that matters. As long as you did your homework, bro. Hey, appreciate you being here, K Hill. Best of luck, bro.
No problem, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you letting me speak, man.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. Let me kick it to Denzel. Denzel, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you being here, man. Talk to the people.
Oh shit, man! At work as usual. quick rapid fire here, man. Y'all know the drill. I like the pace of this Indiana game. My boy James Harden here, triple double threat. I went on ahead and took I got it for minus 120. I took assists and rebounds at 16 and a half. Next play I took was I love Pascal Siakam. I said to myself I wasn't going to be late on him this year because he ain't waiting on nobody. He took 19, 20, 21 shots his last 3 games. So I love the matchup for him here. Looking for him to be a little bit more aggressive. I know this Heat team is pretty good defensively, but he's just with the size and athleticism and aggressiveness. Man, he had 19, 20, 21 shots last 3 games. Let me get that. They're over the 22.5 points there. I took that, and his whole stat line is a play for me for now and the rest of the season. He's a triple-double threat, which he's gotten one against Brooklyn, I believe. And last time I checked, it was plus 1,000 or 1,100. So you guys can keep that on your radar right there. Next play I wanted to talk about was Ben Simmons. I took the over. Ben Simmons 15 and a half rebounds and assists. Another guy that's just a double-double threat. Triple-double threat there. Not too much concern with his scoring. That's why I took his rebounds and assists. I think he could get there, in this matchup here. And leans. I got to lean towards the over assist. Well, I got it at 5.5. Brunson, it was pretty juiced up. It's at 6.5 right now. Brunson assists and strong leans to the over 3-pointers for Damian Lillard and Michael Porter Jr. in the same game. 3.5. Michael Porter Jr.'s 3-pointers was at plus 140 something, and then I think Damian Lillard's 3.5 was minus 108, and both of those guys took double-digit 3-pointers in their last two games. Michael Porter Jr. hit 5 for 10 in his last 2 games, and then to top it off, you got the old teammates going against each other. Yusuf Nurkic and the Joker, Joker gets the best of him. I haven't looked at any numbers or what the case may be, but you guys got something on that. I'd love to hear anything about that game. Yeah. That's about it.
Okay, now I appreciate you being here, Denzel, and your contributions, bro. Best of luck to you tonight.
Yes, sir.
Boombaye is in the building. What's up, Boombaye? Tell us something crazy, man.
No, I actually ain't got nothing crazy, man. It's been kind of hit or miss a little bit. So I'm doing a little challenge I created myself because, it can kind of stick to, my parlay, method. So I'm doing a 4-day plus 500 challenge for myself. I'm starting it off with $10, and I wanted to share it because, obviously I don't know if I'm going to parlay it every day, how I'm going to get to the plus 500, tomorrow. If everything hits, I might find something to straight. I haven't figured that out yet. But the odds need to be plus 500. And if you do take the winners from every slip each day and, use that to wager the next day, you have around 10,000 in 4 days. So I'm like, if I can't be patient for 4 days, that's a problem with me. But and it's just also, too, to, get a better feel of what teams are doing with the rotations, things of that nature. So for today, the 3 things I have Karl Anthony Towns over 1.5 threes. I got that at minus 186. I got Evan Fournier PRA over 16.5. We know this dude's trigger happy. He can get those in points alone. I also like just the matchup. He's playing against his former team with the Magic. And then I got Al Horford for over 1.5 threes plus 100. You put those in a parlay, it's plus 503. And like I said, I'm doing a little challenge just to figure out, what they doing and figure out how the teams are, scheming each other and whatnot. Just because it's not even a week old. So that's what I'm doing for right now before I start, getting back to all my crazy shit, So yeah, that's what I'm on right now.
Trying to beef up that bankroll. I like it, bro. Best of luck to you. Best of luck to you tonight. I like the looks too, Boombaye. JTG, I got you up, bro. I want to kick it to you, and then I want to kick it to who is that? Koshan, I think is how you pronounce it. Kosaya. Yeah, I want to kick it to Kosaya next. JTG, it's on you though, bro. What's up?
Yo, what's the word, bro? How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. How you feeling? How you doing?
Great, bro. It was a good ass weekend, NFL and college football. But definitely ready for this NBA tonight, man. So it's low key, like this slate. I didn't expect it to be a lot of things that I like in this slate, just off looking at it last night, but it's low-key a lot that I like. First thing I want to say is definitely agree with you on that Nets game, bro, like 100%. I'm on the Nets tonight. Like, I'm excited for that game. If they lose, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow because, I think I heard somebody say, like, you can't let John Morant beat Kyrie and KD and Ben Simmons.
Over and over and over again, right? Like, right.
Like, I'm on the Nets tonight. The public being on the Nets or whatever kind of scared me away from it, but I'm on the Nets tonight for sure. But something else I got a lot of plays for tonight, but I'm gonna just share a couple because I know you're trying to move fast. But I'm on Ben Simmons tonight, bro. I'm gonna get this out because I just feel like it's kind of funny. Ben Simmons, first off, I'm on his 10 plus points at like plus 160. If you look at his log versus Steven Adams, bro, and if you go look at the film, the way the coaches in the past been using, well, when he was in Philly, he'll play, like a small ball five and kind of have Steven Adams guarding him out of pick and rolls. And like, I'm not saying he's gonna go out there and drop 20, but somebody did mention he took 5 shots, which still isn't a lot and still isn't like something that makes me comfortable with it. But at plus 160, he done had 10 plus points damn near every single game he's ever played against Steven Adams. And I know that Steve Nash will need to use him a little bit at the 5. I feel like that's just, that's a good play right there. Even his PRA is a good, I don't know what the line is for that. Didn't really look at it. But I feel like he's going to get 10 tonight. But for a long shot play that I really like, bro, on DraftKings, Ben Simmons to be the rebound leader of the day. It's plus 7,000. I got that in earlier. It's a long shot, but once again, I looked at him in games versus Steven Adams. He's had, I don't have it in front of me, but he's had like 13, 15 rebound games. And you know what I mean? I just don't see why tonight, for that value, that's to me, that's a good look. What you think about that one?
Man, I think anytime y'all go find these long shot parlays and y'all can make them make sense, go ahead and put a little something on them, bro. I don't even look in those markets, but yeah, nothing crazy. Yeah, nothing crazy. It's worth a sprinkle for sure,
But look, this is the thing though. So the 3 people who they got at the shortest odds, Rudy Gobert, Nikola Jokic, and Joel Embiid, all 3 of those games have serious blowout potential. With the Sixers versus the Pacers, you got the T-Wolves versus the Spurs, and then you got, even though the spread is only 4.5, you got the Nuggets versus the Blazers. To me, just at those odds, when almost everyone in front of them, I could see a reason why they would not, play their normal minutes. To me, that's just something I seen earlier. I jumped on, but besides that, like I said, I try to keep it short. Another one I'm looking at is Jamal Murray tonight. I just sent him out. I laddered him. You could take the regular line. I think it's at like 16, 17.5. But I just straight did 20 plus, 25 plus at plus 182, and 25 was at plus 600. He had 12 in his first game, 16 in his second game. His minutes went up only by 2 in the second game. I haven't seen anything saying that he's going to play and increased minutes, but being the player that he is, the confidence that he has, somebody who's had 30, 40-point games, 50-point games in the playoffs, I just feel like not getting 20 tonight versus the Blazers, who don't have any elite defensive perimeter guards, and they don't have elite rim protection with Jokic, however you say the boy name.
Nurkic.
So I just feel like that's a pretty solid look, bro. Like, we not asking too much of him to go and get 20 or 25 tonight at plus 580 for 25. So that's 2 plays I just sent out to my VIP. And then, one play, but, laddering it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get one more that I sent out. I think I heard somebody already get this out today, was Anthony Edwards. I mean, I'm on Anthony Edwards every single way you can look at it. It might be bad, though. But only reason I say that is because on DraftKings, so I gave out Anthony Edwards to be the leading scorer of the day out of all players is plus 3,000. He has the longest odds. He had 50 in his last game against the Spurs. I always scout for these long shot plays just to sprinkle on like 0.1 units. But plus 3,000, he coming off 230 balls and then had 50 in his last game against the Spurs. Now it's blowout potential, so that's why it's a small play. But I also laddered his points 25 and 30 plus. So that's probably the last play I'm gonna give out. But those just a couple. Instead of just giving y'all some short odd plays or just minus 110, I'll try to give y'all a couple long shots today for the people listening. I just feel like those got value. That Ben Simmons plus 7,000 for the rebound leader, and Anthony Edwards plus 3,000 to be the leading scorer. And like I said, I also laddered his points. And one more thing, bro. His double-double and his triple-double I sprinkled on. I know that's a lot. If you go look at his logs, you'll see why he's been flirting with a triple-double already this year. And in his last game versus the Spurs, he flirted with a triple-double. It's unlikely, but at plus 8,000, I sprinkled 0.1 units on it. So those are just a couple long shots. But Jamal Murray, though, as far as something that's more safe, 20-plus points, book it.
Okay.
That's it for me, buddy.
Okay, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for sure. Absolutely, bro. Best of luck tonight. Kosai, I want to come to you real quick, and then I'm gonna kick it to my guy Matt, and then I'm gonna recap my plays, and we're gonna get out of here. Kosai, if you free, bro, the floor is yours.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yeah, you good?
Man, everybody been talking about Ben Mathurin, man. That's my guy. I've been telling all my guys about him, know believed in me with Ben. And look at him. That's one of my plays, just his points.
Over 17 and a half?
Huh?
You took him at 17 and a half?
I actually put him at 25, man.
Oh, you lied at him 25? Okay.
If I can do it, and Vassell could do it, I'm taking him at 25.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody says blowout potential, but I mean they struggle against the Spurs. That's why I took that. But my play of the day for real is Tobias Harris, 1.5 threes. Just because after the game, Doc Rivers said that he wants the team to start taking more threes, be more aggressive. Against the Pacers, he averages 2 threes a game. Over the last 5, he's hit, I think, 3, 2, 3, 5, and then 1. So I'm taking Tobias Harris threes. And then the last play I really had was Fred VanVleet's assist at 6. Just because I know he had 10 last game. I think against the Heat, he hit the line with 4 of the last 5. He could have had more than 10 assists last game. I know they got to Miami 4 a.m. It was a back-to-back. I think with the day's rest, there's no Scotty Barnes. He's gonna have the ball a little bit more in his hands. I think he's definitely gonna hit that line for sure.
Okay. Hey, I like the look, bro. Best of luck, man. Best of luck for sure. Let me kick it to Monotone real quick, and I'm gonna kick it to my guy Matt. I'm gonna do a quick review, and we're gonna get up out of here. Monotone, what's going on, bro?
Thank you, man. I just found another first quarter spot I wanted to share. I got 2 quick plays in the Jazz Rockets game. I think this is the best first quarter environment for offense right here. I did Lauri Markkanen for first quarter points, and I combined that with Jared Vanderbilt to get a steal. Vanderbilt's been super consistent with the steals, 4 steals in back-to-back games, and he averaged 1.9 last season. So that's obviously a guy that if he gets 25 minutes, he's going to get you a steal. Markkanen is so underpriced, man. He has 4 first quarter points in all 3 games, but he's averaging 10 on 6.7 field goal attempts. So he's clearly getting all the volume he wants, right? This Jazz team is kind of, they got a lot of random guys contributing, and Markkanen just isn't being priced like that. He's being priced like his old self, right? But 4 first quarter points is a steal right there when he's taking 6.7 shots. And now we get to Rockets defense that I think everyone in here knows is struggling a lot. And then I went with one more in that one. I went Kevin Porter Jr. 4 first quarter points and Mike Conley to get 1 assist. Conley has an assist in all games. Sorry, he has 2 assists in every game so far in the first quarter, so 1 assist should be very easy for him. Kevin Porter Jr. has been balling so far, 4, 4, and 8 first quarter points, and he does get the easier matchup. I think they hide Jordan Clarkson on him, while Mike Conley probably gets Jalen Green. So I like Kevin Porter to come out aggressive in this one. Really like those 2 first quarter spots. Okay,
I appreciate that, Monotone. I feel like whenever you drop a late first quarter play, them the ones that hit it like a 90% rate, a 95% rate. So y'all might want to write that one down and go back and watch that one. Real quick, my guy Orlando Walker is in the chase. Say like Anthony Edwards, 25 and 30 performance double with the win. His double with the win was plus 1120. He took it for a half a unit. But also, I know I missed it earlier. NBA props. I think NBA props is in here, and he's on the YouTube. Shout out to Prop. He said, I didn't think about this angle. Banchero rookie MSG. We know what rookies do when they go to Madison Square Garden. And he just said he could have a nice night under the bright lights. I like that a lot. I feel like, first time there, we know how confident this guy is. Man, I might have to sprinkle on Banchero, bro. I wasn't planning on doing that, but it just make a lot of sense to me. Shout out to Prop for sharing that angle as well. But yeah, let me kick it to Matt real quick, and then we're gonna get up out of here, man. I'm over a couple minutes. What's up, Matt?
What up, Chris? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. How you feeling?
I'm doing well, man. Just watching Underdog like everybody else, letting a few things trickle in. But I wanted to share a 4-3-2-1. Not crazy odds. It's not 20-1 or anything. But I got it at 8-1 on DK, and you can get it around plus 700 on FanDuel. But it's in that Jazz and Hornets game. And if you look, these teams are chucking it so far this year. High total. So I think to me it was the perfect game to target. Jalen Green, 4. Jordan Clarkson, 3. Kelly O, 2. Eric Gordon, 1. Plus 800 on DraftKings.
Say it one more time for us, man.
Yep, run it down again. Jalen Green, 4. Jordan Clarkson, 3. Kelly O, 2. And Eric Gordon, 1. So you can get that at plus 800. I like that a lot. I'm just throwing a half unit on it. The numbers right now are very small. We have very small sample size. So I'm not firing off full units on these types of plays yet or anything like that. I just having some fun. That was a game that I saw, and when you get two teams that shoot over 35 threes per game so far, I mean, I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and put one together in this game. And you look at the guys and what they're averaging. This is well within their attempts and capabilities of making it. So hopefully that one will hit. And if it does, then I'll try to get back and get you guys another one.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. And if this is your first time joining the space, Matt hasn't given out a ladder this year, but these joints was on fire last year. So you might want to pay attention when he come in and drop one. So, definitely nothing to go crazy on. Like you said, we don't have a lot of data, but I like the look a lot, man. I appreciate you coming in and contributing for sure, bro. Thanks, Chris. Absolutely, bro. Anytime. Real quick, I wanted to go over my officials real quick. Like I said, I'm official on Halliburton assists over 8.5. Lock that in this morning. I'm also official on the Pacers and the 76ers to go over to 227. And then the Brooklyn Nets. I actually just played it while I've had the guests come up and share their looks. I played the money line for Brooklyn. So I put a little something on the money line. I put a little something on Brooklyn plus the 1.5, because right now the Grizzlies are still favorites. So that's what I got for you guys. Best of luck on your plays, man. And like I said, tap in with me in the morning for the better of the lines. And, I'm just kind of giving out plays if we have lines already, kind of going over some stuff, giving you guys some information to digest as you make your plays in the morning. So, I'm capping these games either, the night before or super early in the morning, but 7 a.m. Eastern time. Tune into the YouTube show for sure. Appreciate you guys for coming through, man. Best of luck on all your tickets tonight. We out until tomorrow.